I have to say, Ken, that this is one of the most beautiful masajid I've seen in the United States. You wanted it to represent Islam in Santa Barbara.
Correct, our community itself, and we have Muslims from all over the world.
I'm the Imam. I'm a graduate of Al-Azhar University in Egypt.
The only thing that's out of the local area that we sourced out is Surah Ar-Rahman that goes all around. The tile comes from Pakistan.
Santa Barbara, we are a very small Muslim community. ISSB was established about 40 years ago by Brother Mukhtar and Sister Afaf.
We have so far given out 3 scholarships. She was selected to go to Japan to study how to lengthen someone's feet.
From 20 years ago, we stayed very, very small. And then suddenly, so many people nowadays.
So the masjid attracted a lot of people.
Oh, very much so.
And then we use the gray water here from the ablution to actually water all of our trees.
Really?
So all of the water comes straight from taking our ablution.
I mean, there's so much landscaping and beautiful diversity of plants. Why is taking care of this?
Well, it's part of our religion, right? Taking care of nature and taking care of our world.
We haven't had the opportunity to use it yet.
What's that? This is the first time I'm ever seeing this. This is the Quran.
This is the Quran.
For the blind.
Yes.
This is the verses of the Quran.
Yes.
How did this happen?
Like I say, our community believes in education. It is very important to us. We want to see all these little children here grow up to be the future leaders.
They are the future of this ummah.
Yes, and the future of our country.
We have brothers and sisters from Pakistan, from India, from Bangladesh.
I'm from Malaysia, and Martini's from Singapore.
From Africa, from Indonesia, from Saudi Arabia even.
We haven't put on display. We only bring it out on special occasion.
MashaAllah. This is a special Quran.
This is a special Quran from Turkey.
Why is it special?
You have to see it to believe it.
Allahu Akbar. California has Muslim roots, even in the name.
Even in the name.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Hello, my name is Ken Minow. I'm an architect here in Santa Barbara, California, and I was the architect for the Santa Barbara Islamic Center.
Tell us, Ken, about the inspiration of the design of the masjid.
We're located on a 165-acre nature preserve. It's called the Stowe Canyon facility. Lake Los Caneros is over here. Highway 101 is right here, and this is the exit for Santa Barbara UCSB. So we're centrally located just north of Santa Barbara and right off of the freeway, so it's a great location for everyone to come and use our masjid, whether they're traveling or within our community itself. It caters to the university as well as our local Islamic community. In terms of the design, we're in a rural community, so we use kind of the inspiration of a rural building, kind of an old barn that had been converted or taken over by our community. So you'll see on the exterior, it has wood siding and plaster, and then elements from the local area. Islamic features is the dome and the crescent and the moon up at the top there.
Yes.
So it looks like it was part of the neighborhood and part of the community because we wanted to fit in.
MashaAllah.
We had looked at other styles, maybe one based on the 5 pillars or something a little more inspirational or modern, and we kind of slowly moved into this style, rural style. We are in Santa Barbara City, and that has a lot of Moorish architecture, but Goleta being a little bit outside of Santa Barbara, they wanted to promote something a little more local or indigenous to their community, which is more of an old farming community. And this was a big farm land right here. And so it has elements of the agricultural building.
I have to say, Ken, that this is one of the most beautiful masajid I've seen in the United States, and one of the most unique designs. You wanted it to represent Islam in Santa Barbara.
Correct, our community itself. And we have Muslims from all over the world, from Africa, from Indonesia, from Pakistan, from Saudi Arabia even. So we have a diverse community. This parcel had never been developed, and a lot of our neighbors didn't even realize that it was a developable site. So we had to educate the community to let them know that we could actually build here on this nature preserve and teach them about what an Islamic community center is about. And it's really a place of learning as well as a place of praying. And it's built for the local community, so the architecture quite often is indigenous. Like if you saw a masjid in China or in Japan, it would look like a Japanese building, or even in Malaysia, it looks like traditional Malaysian building. It's not something that's, foreign to its environment, because it's really a community place for folks to come. And then we even had to educate our own community to let them know about why the aesthetics would take on something that's neighborly. Everyone was on a learning journey. Our first stop was really with the city of Galita and the Design Review Board. And they thought initially that this was probably a very good site for an Islamic center given its use. And then we could bring in a number of features that were a light footprint to the environment that were here. So you can see our driveway is gravel. All of our parking, all of the water can go down, so all of the water on the site stays within the community itself, within the parcel itself.
MashaAllah. Let's talk about this beautiful door.
We were on a budget, and so we just used we sourced it from a number of different contractors to get the best price.
And you have Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim written over there.
Right, that's we got that actually from Chicago.
That came all the way from Chicago. So
right. It's something we just ordered from an art store, and we just kind of designed the door around it and then just place that on there. So it's simple decorations, and you'll see more of that inside. So what we wanted to do is just take a simple agricultural building and then add touches of geometric art that's worldwide famous within the Islamic world. And it's a necessity. We have to have the grill, so we just added the pattern. So it's something that had a form and a function, and it was simply done, yet it kind of fit into the style and made it a subtle accent, but within the cost of the building itself. We're on a very tight budget.
That's amazing that even being on the tight budget, you got to incorporate Islamic architecture and geometric patterns, mashallah.
And very simple things.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
It's a unique building in the sense that it has these touches that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
So the landscaping
is all drought tolerant. We have some date palms here as a welcoming feature. This is by our entrance here, and that's our main entrance there.
MashaAllah. Tell us about these date palms. How did they become a part of the masjid?
Well, it's part of the planting palette within the Santa Barbara County. We are on the coast of Central California, and so palm trees are kind of our aesthetics, and as well as with the Prophet eating dates and breaking fast with dates. We thought that was a nice welcoming gesture. We're also on a nature preserve. Those are all oak trees here.
Right.
These are oak trees. And there are oak trees there. So of course our new trees along the edge are oak trees. We also have some willows, some native willows here. And all of our planting is complementary to the native trees. And then we use the gray water here from the ablution and from our sinks in our shower to actually water all of our trees.
Really?
So all of the water comes straight from taking our ablution.
Subhanallah. That's beautiful, mashallah.
And then we've used all the local stones here, and then we've added elements to our farm building, if you will.
Tell us further about the mihrab.
So this is an architectural element that we use. Our prayer hall is upstairs. The lower level is our community center. So we have a classroom and a multi-purpose room, a little kitchen area. This door here leads to our library. We put our prayer hall upstairs, and so we needed a mihrab. And so we added this Andalusian feature to our original barn structure, so that it took on inspiration from around the world. These elements are also here in Santa Barbara, California. So it's nothing that's foreign to us, but it's also kind of a design feature for us.
And it looks so beautiful, brother, that this is the face of the masjid.
That's right. We have a library here for all the students at UCSB to come and use as a resource. We have good Wi-Fi connection. Our car chargers are there. So a lot of students come here.
So you have electric vehicle car charging at the masjid.
Correct. Right down the street is California Highway Patrol. Right. And then just over here is the fire station. And so the fire marshal parks his car here and charges it up overnight, the third shift fire marshal. We have solar panels up on the roof, and so all of that is taken care of by our solar panels.
What's happening over here?
So this is our entrance. There's 3 doors here. The far door is to the kids' classroom.
Right.
So we have an entrance to each area so the kids can come and go as they please. The center door is for our residents. So when we have imams or traveling scholars driving through town, they'll come and stay in our little studio apartment here. And then this is for the imam. He may prepare in the morning, and then he can go straight up the stairs. Prayer hall is upstairs, and we really have 3 ways to go upstairs. One for the men only, one for the ladies only, and then we have kind of a co-ed.
And tell us, Ken, about these beautiful...
Well, those, we picked one pattern that we use for our grills. And then we cut our own little lights out of it. It's a stone. And then we just made those ourselves and did at different scales. So it's done by a local artisan here. So again, it was kind of on a budget that we just put together so that it had our own flavor to it. And it took a vernacular building and kind of gave it a little Islamic inspiration.
MashaAllah.
Right there, that's our gray water tank right there. So all of our gray water goes to this tank right here. And then it pumps it up, this green one. And then it pumps it to all of the trees, and all of these trees are watered by our gray water.
Mashallah, the taking care of, I mean, there's so much landscaping and beautiful diversity of plants, and why is taking care of this?
Well, it's part of our religion, right? It's part of our taking care of nature and taking care of our world.
Mashallah. Tell us about the color scheme.
The Islamic faith green is a color that's often associated with Islam.
Yes.
So we used a green that was a sage green, similar to our diamondia that's growing here. So it's kind of a dusty green. The ochre color is nice, and it's kind of sets back because we don't want to stand out. We want to fit in. And so that's a natural color. And then, of course, the elements of the wood siding, we've actually even stained it a little bit so that it looks old and like it's been here for a while. The roof has the lichen already growing on it. We wanted the building to look like it had been here a long time. We finished in 2019, and we wanted it to seem like it's always been here on the corner.
And let's talk about the parking. First of all, very unique parking. There's no asphalt.
That's right. We have it planted in diamondia. It should be greener, and it has been greener over the time, but we've become so popular that you can see there's cars in here all of the time. So we'll probably rethink the plants that we put in here, but it's all where the water goes through the parking, and it all gets stored in a storage tank. You can see with that cover there, you can actually see the water down there. So none of the water on site actually goes off the site. It all stays within the property itself. And you can see how quickly, there it is there. And it's been raining, so it's full. We were going to do a big storage tank, but it turned out that by saving it on the site here and having it go straight down, we didn't need a storage tank to use as our irrigation. We just use this water on site. The only asphalt we have is in the center. And you can see our gravel needs to be reseeded because you can see some of the asphalt through it. But all of the parking is permeable. And so all of the water goes into the parking vaults themselves.
Mashallah, that's very eco-friendly.
Oh yeah.
Taking care of the environment.
Sure, and for our site, because our trees now grow very happily without having to irrigate them. So our water bill goes down, right? Wow. We don't use any city water to irrigate our site.
Smart and very strategic, mashallah.
We have a very small site, and so the maximum parking we could get would be 42 cars. When we designed the site, and working with the design review board, we actually had located the center in all four corners.
Right.
We had started here in the front, and I thought it would be friendlier to move it towards the back, and we'd move it back there. Because this is a nature preserve, we have bird watchers here, and there's actually the kite hawk uses this as a place. They nest in those trees, and they actually fly in that pattern. So we moved the building from there over to that corner. We have all those willows there, which is a natural wetlands, and so we couldn't put it in that corner, but we redesigned the parking each time, getting 42 stalls. We have 35 families who actually are part of our community. And so we knew that we needed about 40 stalls in order to park on a Friday.
Yeah.
And then the UCSB students come from the university, and they usually come all en masse. They'll all come in a friend's car.
Yes.
And then if we have any overflow events, we park over at the Lutheran Center over here, or at the Stowe House, which they have extra parking there for us.
Right.
So like on our Eid celebrations, we may actually have to do our overflow parking there.
Yeah.
And then since COVID, we've actually started to have more events outside. So now we have our iftar dinners outside. We use our parking lot as a place to actually extend our community itself.
Right.
Our center is about 6,000 square feet. We had gotten approved for 9,000 square feet, but then when the budgets came in, we slowly tightened everything up and got it down to the size that we could afford and we could actually accomplish. We did in the beginning have a 3-bedroom apartment here for our imam to stay, but that slowly got whittled down, and we have a place nearby that the imam stays, and then we just use it as a studio apartment.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Norma Abdul Halim, and I'm the treasurer of the Islamic Society of Santa Barbara. What I wanted to point out that the only thing that's out of the local area that we sourced out is the Surah Ar-Rahman that goes all around. The tile comes from Pakistan. We had to measure it exactly so that everything fits within this framework. Everything else is local because we want to be green, we want to reduce our carbon footprint.
MashaAllah. And how did that happen, sister? What made you get this?
Well, our benefactor, our chairman, wanted to put a little decorative piece that's not so ostentatious. We are very simple people here, and we can't afford the gold leaf and all that, so we thought a simple tile work would make it look different and yet special.
MashaAllah. It does. It looks very beautiful.
Thank you. And that is our chairman's favorite verse in the Quran, Ar-Rahman.
Subhanallah.
So he feels that this is very appropriate for our community.
Why Pakistan?
Because he's originally from Pakistan and he knows a lot of artisans there. The other thing that came from out of the country, the name of Allah, the 99 name of Allah that you have
Yes.
right at the
Stairs.
The stairs,
Yes.
thank you. That rug was woven, I think, in Iran, if I'm not mistaken, and it was sent to Malaysia, and then from Malaysia it was shipped here.
It traveled the world before
Yes,
it found its home.
yes. Before it found its home, and now it's with us.
أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Martini Tahir, and I am one of the board members here in Santa Barbara Islamic Center.
MashaAllah. Tell us, Sister Martini, about the programs that you have here at the Masjid.
Within the community, we have classes for the children, we have classes for the sisters, we have lots of recreational activities as well. At the same time, activities outside of our community, the larger Santa Barbara community. For example, we have a very strong interfaith community where once a year we do have like the clergy meeting that we would invite to come to our masjid. They consist of many churches and the pastors and the priests. And we are also actually in a very good relationship with the Jewish community here. We also use our Islamic Center as a poll station.
Really?
Yes, whenever there is election, we will open our doors to the local community to come and cast their votes.
The thing that's unique about the Islamic Society of Santa Barbara is we have different layers of organization. The organization that runs this community is the Islamic Society of Santa Barbara, ISSB. This building here, this beautiful community center, we call it the Santa Barbara Islamic Center, SBIC. ISSB, the Islamic Society of Santa Barbara, does not own this building. We rent this building from a foundation called SBICF. SBICF owns this building and ISSB pays a very nominal rent every month to SBICF. The market rental is maybe $17,000. We're only paying $3,500 a month. What SBICF does with the money is it sets an endowment. SBICF, the foundation, gives out scholarship to students in Santa Barbara, kids who are born in Santa Barbara who wants to pursue further education. We have so far given out 3 scholarships for members of our community. The children members of our community has done a medical degree. She was selected to go to Japan to study how to lengthen someone's feet. She's one of the very few that got selected in this program. So our scholarship program is going on strong. It started in 2019 and it's going to grow bigger and bigger as the years go by.
Tell us, why was that important to help the children?
Education is the only way you can bring up a society, our community. We believe that if we invest in our children, they will invest back in us. And education is very important.
As a Muslim, especially, why as a Muslim you feel that helping these children get scholarships is helping them and also this community?
It is expected of us in the Sunnah. We are supposed to help each other. We are supposed to better each other. And didn't the Prophet Muhammad says, learn, as far as China?
Absolutely. It's part of our deen.
Yes, it is part of our deen. So we find that, we feel that education is the way we can improve our community, make our community grow, and that little bit of investment that we put in will grow in multiple rewards.
MashaAllah, unlimited.
Unlimited, yes. We are probably the only one in America right now from an Islamic society, a little masjid group who does that.
MashaAllah, that's amazing.
And we have given out the scholarship.
Subhanallah. Yes, I've never heard of that, sister, that you're giving them scholarships to go to college.
Further their education, to do their doctorate, to do their...
Then I should ask you,
yes,
if anybody wants to apply? What's the process?
Well, first you have to be from Santa Barbara, Galita.
Right.
You have to be from the area. You have to write in and submit your application just like any other grant or scholarship.
This is the downstairs where shoes and everyone's welcome. You can see this is a Sunday and we have a lot of people here already. This is our library on this side. And it's a place for people to use. Our classroom, the kids are actually in the classroom right now. We have these nice sliding doors that make it a multi-purpose. We actually even lock it so that we don't have kids playing with it, but these will slide out and actually close this off so that we can open the two rooms together and have a nice big multi-purpose function, or we can close them off and then have entrances to those. Our little catering kitchen is right here. We have events and lectures that happen here. We'll set up chairs. The marble floor was an inspiration from our chairman. We had planned to do more of a Moorish kind of interiors where it was all the clay tile, but he wanted to bring marble tile from his home country. And so we thought, okay, we would mix the two. So the marble is kind of the rug, and then the borders are done in the clay tile.
MashaAllah. Very beautiful.
You can see how the grill work still has the Islamic patterns, the geometric patterns. And then our lights we had made also to match that same pattern. We did want to have one special pillar, so we had this pillar made for us. Again, everything was kind of done on a budget, and so we could afford one.
But it's so
We
beautiful.
went to local artisans and we asked them to, we had a small budget for that, and we asked him for some budgets. We were going to do it in plaster, but someone, one of the artisans who does metal work, actually agreed to do that for us. It's in cast bronze. So this is actually cast bronze for us. So it's our special piece that leads us up into the prayer hall itself. So this is kind of our main entrance here. From our main entrances, we have the ladies go this way and the men go here. We have kind of a simple ablution area.
Tell us about this wudu area, which I've never seen before.
Well, this one came from the UK. You know, normally they're built out of tile work and they're kind of hard and slippery to manage. And so when we saw this advertised, we thought, boy, that's a great thing to get.
Oh, mashallah.
So it's like a plumbing fixture like any extra. So it just gets placed in here. It has all water-saving features where it's just done by that. There's a standard one, and then this is the one for our wheelchair access.
Subhanallah.
And then again, a little light there to show that. And then our Islamic pattern behind that is the grill to go back to the mechanics, to the actual process.
Oh, mashallah.
That's the access panel.
Subhanallah. You just access panel, but beauty.
Yeah, access panel to the mechanism that allows this to work and mixes the water.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
You would never think it's there. I think this is just decoration. Tell us about this pattern as well.
Just nice tile work, you know, in the Islamic world of geometry. We picked tiles, different patterns.
Subhanallah.
Again, the light fixtures, we just had them made. Being economical as possible, just the amount of tile that we could put just where the sinks are. Everything was done simply, purposeful as each one could be. Here you can see we have shoe racks, so you put your shoes there, of course.
Right.
A little shoe rack that goes there. As in any Islamic center, you make shoe racks for that, but everyone still uses and puts their shoes outside. They're all out here. No matter how hard we try to enforce that.
Yes.
Tough habits die hard.
That's right.
That's our donor board there. Yeah, these are our main benefactors. Service the entire community, so we have some older gentlemen that use the elevator. Again, in the spirit of keeping things economical, the interior was just something standard that they had the choice of the geometric pattern, so that was something that we could just pick off of the shelf. So the layout is quite functional. You can see the kids are there. That's our little kitchen there. This is our main staircase up. The ladies can come in here and go through there, and they have a staircase you'll see that goes up in the back to there, or the Iman stair that goes to the front. To maximize our square footage, we even put these arches here and got the floor to come out as far as it could, and then made a whole special way up in there. And it extends our floor area. Well, these are the 99 symbols for the name of Allah. So that was a special rug that we had framed and put on our way up.
Oh, that's a rug.
Yeah, it's a tapestry. Then as you come up, this is kind of our little lobby area. Our imam has office hours here. So every little space was kind of gained a purpose.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Wa'il Higazi. I'm the Imam of Islamic Society of Santa Barbara. Alhamdulillah, I'm a graduate of Al-Azhar University in Egypt. I got my bachelor degree from Al-Azhar in Islamic Studies in English. I got my master degree also from Al-Azhar University in Cairo, also in Islamic Studies in English. And then I moved here in Santa Barbara 2018 to get my PhD in religious studies at UCSB, University of California, Santa Barbara, in the religious studies department. Once I graduated in 2023, Alhamdulillah, I have received this appointment as a full-time Imam of Islamic Society of Santa Barbara.
How has your experience been here at the Masjid?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I think I am blessed. Alhamdulillah, however, we have a small community, but I think it's a very strong community. We have people from everywhere. And this is something that I liked about serving here as an imam. If you want to meet people from Asia, from Africa, from Australia, from Middle East, you go to their places. But if you want to meet people from everywhere, it's a good thing to come to the US. This is what happened to me. That Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, once I moved here, I found this diverse community that I was aiming for. And I was dreaming to deal with people from different backgrounds. We have brothers and sisters from Pakistan, from India, from Bangladesh, Asia, from Indonesia, from Singapore, Malaysia. They are from Egypt, from Palestine, from Jordan, from Syria, from Qatar, Bahrain. All of these places, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, like this community. However, it's small, but it is very diverse.
Ooh, we've got people from, I can say, all over the world.
Subhanallah.
All
And
over
what's
the world.
your...
I'm from Malaysia.
MashaAllah.
I'm from Malaysia, and Martini's from Singapore.
Subhanallah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So there's a East Asian community here.
Yeah, we've got people from what we call our Nusantara group, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, big Indonesia group. We're getting some people from Brunei. And then, of course, there's a lot of people from Bangladesh, Pakistan, India, and the Middle East. And a lot of locals too, Americans. I mean, like my husband.
This is our co-ed stairs, so the men will enter the prayer hall here, and the ladies can enter the prayer hall back. The ladies' prayer area is back here. That's their backspace there. This is where the ladies pray. The mihrab and the imam is there. The Qurans are here, and for the ladies to put their purses, little niches, and to keep track of things and to keep things, nice and tidy. And then, of course, the men have their books over there. All the light fixtures we had made for ourselves. And then we've recently just added some cameras. We have an audio system that goes throughout the entire center, and that the brains of that is over there. The prayer hall itself was quite simple. It's really just simple drywall with a simple plaster on it. The grills, again, just added a little bit of accent that we had. And it's very simple wood building. There's no steel in this building. It's type 5, very simple to build.
And tell us, what's over here? There's a classroom.
This is our little classroom. We have 3 classes every Sunday. They are from kindergarten class, and we have elementary, high school classes as well. This is all the work of the children.
MashaAllah.
Yeah.
And what do children learn here?
Really basic for the kinders. They learn to read the alphabets, and they also spend some time memorizing the simple short surahs. And
MashaAllah.
we also have 3 groups of teachers. Sister Basamat, right now, she is preparing a class for our elementary school students.
MashaAllah.
They progress through the curriculum that we have over here.
MashaAllah.
And then Imam Wa'il is the one who is teaching the high school kids. We are a very small community. It is pretty full house. We are proud to say that our high school kids, they are probably about almost 20 kids. So that's a good number for us.
And how do the kids feel being part of the learning?
They feel the sense of belonging. They love being here. I must say we are very children-friendly place. The kids are free to go anywhere, and we just want them to be able to come and feel like they too are part of the community.
And tell us, Sister Norma, about the sisters in this community and how do they feel being part of the masjid?
We have a lot of people, not just from Santa Barbara, from as far north as Santa Maria, San Luis Obispo, as far south as Oxnard and Camarillo, who comes to our center. And the reason why they do is because they feel we are very open, we are very welcoming. We cater to different backgrounds. When we were designing this community center, we had a group that helped us decide how we want the screens, whether we want it to be fully closed or we want it to be as it is.
Yeah.
Because everyone comes from a different background and they have different
needs.
Different needs and different ways they see things. If you need some privacy, you can be behind the screen. And if you want to listen to the imam, feel that you're involved, you can be right here. It pleases everybody.
Absolutely.
It caters for every need. And our chairman always say that we are a big tent. Tent is big and it can cover everyone.
SubhanAllah, what a beautiful thought, mashallah, because this masjid is trying to accommodate as many Muslims as possible. It's not just one or the other.
Right. We don't want to say this is a certain sect or a certain group from a country. It is for everyone. We are all Americans or Muslims, and we all should be together and worship together.
حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة.
How does it feel being a Muslim in this city?
I must say that Santa Barbara, we are a very small Muslim community. ISSB was established about 40 years ago by Brother Mukhtar and Sister Afaf. They were in MSA in UCSB. They started the ISSB, and for the longest time, for like a couple of decades, we were such a small community. We had to go different places within Santa Barbara to find a place of worship. We were renting places like the warehouse, and we would go to the community center, to do our Eid prayer. But since we have established SBIC, our community seems to be growing really rapidly.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, so from 20 years ago, we stayed very, very small. And then suddenly, SBIC is up and running, and we see so many people nowadays.
So the masjid attracted a lot of people.
Oh, very much so. And also with the social media right now, we are able to keep in touch, a lot more often. And we are able to organize programs for the ladies. We have recreational club, we have a Qasida club, we have book club. Every Friday, we do have a Zoom class.
Right.
It is conducted by our Ustadha, who is from out of town.
Right.
And we usually do a Friday evening Zoom class. She does come to the masjid. We try to make it maybe once in every couple of months that she will come and do an in-person class. That's one for the sisters. And we have also another program. It's like a Quran reading program. And this is more like an independent program. It is all done through WhatsApp. And we read the Quran, and we do Khatam al-Quran every month, once a month. But we do also have unofficial programs like the recreational club. We would get together and we would go hiking. We would go to the Channel Islands.
Really?
Yeah, we would go to the hot springs. We had done that. And we have our monthly book club.
That sounds exciting.
And because we are just smack right on 101, so if you guys are traveling 101, and you need somewhere to stop or not, but please do drop by.
MashaAllah,
Yes,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Sister Norma, tell us about this beautiful plaque in the back.
Here, this is our meeting room, and that's the library in the back there. With the meeting room and the library, it is appropriate to have this flag here, Iqra, because that's what the Quran and the Prophet Muhammad always encourages his ummah. We have to read, we have to learn. Education is very important.
MashaAllah. And these were the first words that Allah...
Yes, and they are the first words that Allah said to Prophet Muhammad.
Subhanallah. I mean, education is so important in this masjid that you will have this.
Yes, and we cannot stress it enough. And when we put all these tables, it's not just for meetings. We also wanted the students to come and do their homework here.
Really?
Yes, consult with each other, have group studies and all that. And our library, we're still working on our library, but we do have a pretty nice collection of books. We have, of course, the Quran, we have all the Islamic architecture. We have a book club that reads books.
In different languages?
And most of it is in English, of course, but the book club reads all kinds of different books. Quran for the blind?
Subhanallah. Let's take a look, sister.
Yes.
This is the first time I'm ever seeing this. This is the Quran.
This is the Quran, yes.
This is for the blind.
Yeah, so that they can,
Subhanallah. This is the verses of the Quran.
Yes.
MashaAllah, that the brothers and sisters.
Yes.
How did this happen? How did...
Like I say, our community believes in education, and we cannot stress that enough.
MashaAllah.
It is very important to us. We want to see all these little children here grow up to be the future leaders.
They are the future of this ummah.
Yes, they are the future of the ummah and the future of our country.
Absolutely. Of Muslims in America.
Yes. We've got little things that are different from, we haven't put on display. We only bring it out on special occasion because it is too fragile.
MashaAllah. This is a special Quran.
This is a special Quran from Turkey, donated by our chairman. Bismillah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Why is it special?
Well, it is. You have to see it to believe it.
Allahu Akbar. Bismillah.
Look at how beautiful it is.
Where did it come from?
It came from Turkey.
This came from Turkey?
Yes, it was a gift to our chairman, and he gifted it to us.
The Holy Quran copied by Hassan Raza.
We have to build a special case for it. And look at how beautiful it is, right?
MashaAllah, it is absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just-
You almost want to wear white gloves when you
yes,
touch it. Yeah.
yes, MashaAllah, absolutely. It's just feels.
We couldn't display it out. We wanted to put it here, but we thought, you know what?
Yes,
It's too risky.
yes, MashaAllah. It's such a. I'm speechless, MashaAllah.
So apparently there is like a from Spain who was the governor in this part of the Americas, and he was reading a fictional novel, and in that novel the protagonist or the main character was a Queen Calafia. So that is obviously from the roots of the Muslims in Spain. So when he came here, he sort of like named the new land as California. The
California
connection
has
there.
Muslim roots,
Has Muslim roots, perhaps, yes.
even in the name.
Even in the name.
حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح.
The carpet, we just made the prayer lines with the different shades. You can see that we opened it up so that you can see the outside and you can see the nature preserve that we're on. The entire center is rotated toward Qiblat, and we use the octagon to go from the north-south grid of the United States that Thomas Jefferson set up to 22.5 degrees off, which happens to be our center for Qiblat. We brought that, and so we're facing straight to Qiblat, but it's rotated 22.5 degrees from the site itself. So all of our parking kind of worked around that and maximized that. It's all angled parking. Then we're very conscious in here, so you can see the grill up there. That's where we can extract all of the warm air and just blow it straight out, so we don't need to use air conditioning. And then of course we have a big fan there to help circulate the air. So very rarely do we turn on the heat or the air conditioning. We just use the fan or the natural convection for the. You can see the controls for that are over here. They're just right here. So you can turn the fan on if you want to extract the air, and it goes out naturally, or if you need a little mechanical assistance. So it's just a simple fan. And then this turns on the big fan there. Then of course it's all naturally ventilated, so you can just open the windows. And this is a popular window that gets opened here. Whenever we're praying, we open this window. And then that's where the kite hawks fly, right in there. And one Friday we were here and they were flying just above us, watching us pray. Yeah.
There's no AC, there's no air conditioning.
We have air conditioning, but we don't use it very often. Yeah, and it's on solar power. That's where the imam can come up, that entrance there. And then we have a very simple mihrab where everything kind of has a function. And then all of our audio jacks and everything there. And you can control the audio from this main panel here throughout the entire center, upstairs and downstairs. And it's connected to the outside also. So this is the inside of the mihrab that you see on the outside. Our community has 35 families. So on every Friday, we normally have about 60 men who come and maybe 10 or 20 ladies that come. And then of course on a busier Friday, and that easily fits the 60, on a busier Friday, we may get 90 Friday prayer comers, and so then they expand out. It can fit about 90 people here. When you sit, if we do need to move forward, we'll just move forward, and we've happily accommodated that. On Eid, when we have our big Eid celebration, the ladies take over upstairs, and then the men are downstairs. And then we have a camera that shows the two, so they can see the imam downstairs, or he may even be outside. So the men are downstairs, the ladies are upstairs. So that's on our special Eid celebration.
You are ambassadors of Islam, so show the real message of Islam, which is a message of peace. Stick to your religion. don't compromise your principles in terms of you're Muslim, you live in the US, so there is no contradiction between being American and being Muslim. Both go together, spreading the beauty of Islam to the whole world. We need to show the essence, the core of Islam. And this is what I advise our younger generation. People need from you a lot, needs you to contribute to this country and to positively contribute to your society. Wherever you are, just show the real image of Islam, which is the image of peace, the image of love, the image of cooperation with others. This is what the message of Islam is. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. لا إله إلا الله